do us the honors, Evelyn, and announce our speaker?
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And Kimberly has joined us this morning, and she's the executive director for Dress for Success Northern New Jersey, which involves 10 counties. I won't read the whole bio because I know you guys can read. So what I will say to you is that she brings a passion for her work, and that's what we love. And her prior experience, I think, is worth noting. She spent 15 years as the executive director for the Newton Housing Authority, and that I'm sure was quite a career challenge in this day and time. And she earned congressional certificates of merit at the national and the regional level from her peers as well. And in addition to that, she earned her public administration degree from Seton Hall University, a doctoral degree in organizational psychology from Capella University. And most important, she has a husband and 2 boys, 5 and 8, and lives in Mount Olive. So take it away, Kim.
Thank you. So that's me. Thank you for having me here with you guys today. I always love an opportunity to share about our programs because a lot of people don't know what Dress for Success does. They know all about the clothing and that's it. So also with COVID, we've had to really get creative and pivot all of our programs into a virtual format, and it's changed the way we've done things. So I don't know, am I able to share my screen with you guys, or?
You should be able to, but I also have it ready to go. So if you prefer, I can also pull up the presentation. It's your choice.
Okay. I don't see where it's letting me do it.
It should be at the bottom. There's not a share screen at the bottom.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yes. Now we got it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, great. So the title of the presentation is Beyond the Suit, because I wanted to talk about the other work that we did, most importantly. Let me see, go to the next slide. Our mission is to empower women to achieve economic independence by providing a network of support, professional attire, and the development tools that to help women thrive in work and in life. So that means a whole lot of things. We try to get it down into a couple of words, but there's a whole lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. We have several programs that we offer. The boutique, obviously, is the clothing that we get donated. We also get accessories, shoes, all the things you need, toiletries, all that good stuff is in our boutique. And our mobile program is when we would go out into the communities and bring those things with us to be able to serve women, and then provide a training with, the programs that go on. We have a Foundation of Success program. You'll see everything's something of success, steps to success, road to success, bridge to success. Everything is trying to get them to be successful. We offer our services at no charge to any woman who comes to us. We don't ask about income. We don't have any real categories of being included or excluded. If you're a woman, we serve you. We found that in the past, our clients tended to be younger, disadvantaged, and that's not always the case now. We've served a lot of women who are coming from affluent communities who might be in domestic violence situations and things like that. So that's why we never really put a focus on the income. Although I would say that most of them are underemployed or unemployed. So by virtue of that, they tend to be low income as a result of that. Our average client utilizes about $5,000 worth of services in a year, and we don't accept government funding. And the only reason for that is because our mission is to serve women And if we accepted government money, we would have to serve men, and we are not equipped to do that. And Worldwide won't let us serve men yet. I do have a feeling that's going to change in the near future. So our women vary in age from 18 to 65 plus. I think the oldest woman we've served so far has been 73. Most are single mothers or are single grandmothers raising a grandchild. 35% have completed some college. In saying that, though, I also want to highlight that we have some that are licensed social workers. We have some that are doctoral candidates, masters of business, all different types of levels. We've even had an Emmy-winning screenplay individual work with us that was really unique. So our women are as diverse as you can imagine. About 33% are Latina, 31 African American, and 22 Caucasian, and the rest are a mix. So we've seen some recent trends that I think are going to continue. And unfortunately, because of COVID, our women have been really impacted disproportionately. A lot of the women that we've served since the shutdown are tending to be older, probably mid-50s. They're white and they're educated and they're downsized. And because they've been with the same company for a number of years, they're not up on all of the new job search tools and techniques that are out there. Their LinkedIn profile is either non-existent or it should be because it's so bad. They haven't updated their resume. They may not have a resume because they didn't need it in the type of work that they're doing. We've seen a lot of our major corporate supporters lay people off, and I think that that's only going to continue. So I think our work is going to become more important in the upcoming months, probably more than ever. So our Foundations of Success workshops, and I think you guys have all of this, so I'm not going to go, reading each slide, but maybe talk more about where there's opportunities to partner with different programs within each of these programs. So Foundations of Success, I would say, tends to be the soft skills that make all the difference in getting a woman employed and keeping her employed. A lot of it's emotional intelligence, leadership, self-management, confidence, all those things that are necessary to actually do well and thrive in the work that they find themselves in. That program tends to meet twice a month at this point. We do it virtually, and it's very experiential. So they're practicing the techniques that they're using in the class so that they get good at it and that the lessons resonate with them. The women in this program tend to need some coaching, some mentoring. We have volunteers that work with us in that capacity to just try to help get them a little bit more practice in those areas. We've had people volunteer to do mock interviews and those types of things to help get them ready. Then these are all of our 2 Success programs. So Steps to Success is a 10-week boot camp. We've extended it a little bit because we just launched our fall session in September, and I think it's now 12 weeks virtually. They meet with various experts on different topics, including everything from workplace etiquette and showing up polished to how to utilize LinkedIn, developing your profile. They set goals. It's an intense session, and because of its intensity, we have about a 70% success rate in women who graduate the program to get hired, which is huge if you look at what the general statistics are for regular workforce development programs. So at 70%, our women go on then to not just get the job, but then they go on to get promotions and things because they've learned the skills that they need to do that. Road to Success kind of came out of steps because people couldn't commit to a full 10 weeks and now at 12. So Road is kind of the core pieces, talking about what your plan is, and having a plan. We found most of them come to us without any idea on what it takes to have SMART goals and those types of things. Getting their resume ready, finding job opportunities, and their interview IQ. Then what we do is we supplement what they've learned in that program with one-off workshops in the Bridge to Success program. So if like those core components don't help them, then they get more, backup by going to Bridge or the Foundations of Success that I showed earlier. In all of those programs, we do need volunteers to help with mentoring and coaching. We need not so much clothing donations, but leadership books, thumb drives, those nice portfolios where they can put their resume in if they go on an interview. Those types of things to help supplement them in their job search. Then ideally, once they are in a position, they go to our professional women's group. Membership is free and it's open to all women, regardless of income. The key is that they have to be employed. And another trend that we've seen, and I would say especially more so now with COVID, is the entering of the gig economy. So a lot of our women are not in positions that will help them become economically independent. We've got women with master's degrees working as a cashier at Kohl's, and that's not gonna be a long-term plan for them to be able to survive. So the gig economy is the driving for Uber and Grubhub and all these types of things. People are finding other ways to make money to be able to survive. So a lot of the members in this group are underemployed, but also we have corporate groups that come in with their women's affinity groups and those types of things. And so we'll have women coming in that are a higher level in the workplace than maybe the women who are there, so that it continues the mentoring type relationship. And then what we do is we look at 5 pillars to help keep them employed. So the pillars are workplace etiquette, work-life balance, which I don't think there is such a thing, but we still put it in there anyway. Financial health and literacy, health and wellness, and leadership and civic responsibility. I would say we've placed a lot of emphasis on the health and wellness component, especially since the shutdown, because when people are underemployed and unemployed, they tend to not take care of themselves. The stress plays a huge role in that, in their physical health. So we've talked a lot about mental wellness, mindfulness, and things like that to help get them the tools that they need to be able to continue to function well. And then we try to get them to volunteer. We partner with an organization called Talk Hiring, and it's really a neat artificial intelligence interviewing tool where our women can call in and do an unlimited amount of interviews, and they get feedback from live coaches, and they are also timed from an automated perspective on how many times they say, if they delay their answers, if they didn't answer the question, those types of things. And it helps get them ready for the real interviews. What we're finding now is that because everyone's working from home, a lot of the larger companies are using these artificial intelligence things to screen out the people before they even get a human to talk to on the phone. So we're trying to make sure that they're prepared for that. We do have a job portal where anybody who's contributed $5,000 or more to the organization gets a link to their hiring site, and women are able to look for jobs with those companies. And then ideally the companies that support us are also supporting the women by giving them job opportunities. So, and then we do technology skills, which has become really important. Then there's the suits. So we do have clothing. It's no longer a suit. So that's another, you know, most people may wear a suit for an interview, but that's about it. What we've seen was since the shutdown is that we are busting at the seams with clothing donations, and we have no women looking for clothes. So it's become a quite a situation for us, because even just storing the clothing, we just have too much. So we do inventory sales a couple times a year. Because of the shutdown and because of safety distancing or social distancing, the live sales haven't been as successful as we're used to. The money that we raise from selling things that, you know, we say that we accept a clothing that's business appropriate, but I can't tell you how many sequins, mini skirts that we get as part of that donation. So that kind of stuff we tend to sell, because they can't use that for an interview. So we try to sell it. We've tried to sell online, but it doesn't get the same kind of traction that a live sale has. So we're hoping that next year that gets a little better. We are offering contactless suitings for a woman if they're a little concerned about working so closely with somebody to get them dressed and that kind of thing. We get as much information from them ahead of time, and then leave a selection of things for them to pick through. And then they take them and try it on. And if it doesn't fit, we ask that they just pay it forward and donate it to another organization. It's hard to suit women like that. But again, people aren't needing the clothes right now. They need work and they need job opportunities. Our mobile program is working in a phases, I guess. So we're still in the first phase where we just deliver clothing and it's distributed by an agency that we partner with. So we work with like Newark Emergency Services, workforce development boards, different groups like that. And they know what clients need the outfits. They complete a referral form, and to the best of our ability, we prepare something and hope that it fits. Then, you know, it's not ideal, because I see there's a lot of men here in this group, but I don't know how it is for guys, but I can tell you, depending on the brand, some are more forgiving than others. So you don't know how things are going to fit until you try it on. Ideally, we'll get to a point where we can have one-on-one appointments, where we would drive to an agency and they would have an hour appointment for each woman that we serve, and we would dress them one-on-one so that there's not a lot of people. And then the third phase, ideally, that we get back to is we literally bring changing rooms with us, a ton of inventory. We bring volunteer stylists, and they help suit the women. And it's really the boutique experience on the road. So the cost of our services, by our charter, we cannot spend more on administrative and fundraising than a total of 30%. So our programs have to always be at 70% where the money goes. So when I was talking about like the sales that we have, all of that goes to support the programs so that we can continue to offer them without a charge. And then, so other ideas on volunteering is, you know, being a guest speaker. If you've got talents, if you're an expert on something, or you just like something and you have a hobby and you'd like to share it with others, we offer webinars on just about everything. So if you're willing to do that, that would be awesome. If you have partners that we might be able to work with, you know, I would say partners from a client referral basis, or schools. We're getting into, next year, we're launching a new campaign to start working with high school students. We've never done that before. We're doing that because as a result of COVID, we've seen people that are not going to college right away. They are, or they can't, they've got to go into the workforce to support their families. So they don't necessarily have the skill sets and the tools to compete successfully against other people who may have been laid off, you know, and so they're competing for the same jobs. So we need a lot of help with finding connections that might be able to refer us to clients, and also potential groups that might be able to support us from either a grant perspective or you know, other in-kind donations. We've been working with like a what do you call it, a dry cleaner who has donated her services over the years for clothing that we get that's great, but needs to be cleaned before we give it to women. We ask, you know, if people can offer in-kind donations, a host of fundraiser. So some people have had virtual happy hours or cocktail parties, and they charge a small fee, or they sell a product, and then a percentage of the proceeds goes to support our organization. We just did an event with Kendra Scott and Mary Kay, and you know, anything that we were able to sell during the time of the event, it would help give us some funding for the mission. We always need gas cards. I would say even like the pharmacy, like CVS, or even any local businesses. We've been recommending, you know, that people do, if they're giving gift cards for food, that we try to support the small businesses. You know, if there's a way to do that, you know, we would appreciate that. And then corporate matching gifts. So some larger corporations especially have an opportunity for employees, you know, that would give a certain dollar amount anyway, and then they match it. So you get really double the benefit of their contribution. So we've been using that as an avenue to help support the mission. And so we're located in Madison, but we do serve 10 counties. And what we're trying to do, before COVID, we were given a satellite space in Upper Montclair, and we're looking to have at least one physical location in each of the 10 counties that we serve, so that we're physically in each of the 10 counties. Currently, the way we're serving all 10 is by taking our mobile and going in, dropping off the clothing, providing webinars, and then we drive back to our base in Madison. So ideally, we're going to be able to have more of a physical presence so people can find us. But we have been at the Madison Community House for 22 years. So we've been there a really long time, longer than I was there. So that is my presentation. Do you have any questions? Yes.
Hi, great presentation. How many people are on the staff, and how many well, full-time volunteers, if you will, do you have?
Absolutely. We have a staff of 2, including me right now, which is a little crazy, but I have a phenomenal support group of volunteers. We've got about 150 very active and engaged volunteers. And I would say there's an additional maybe 300 that will just kind of come in for one event or one type of thing. But if it wasn't for our volunteers, there is no way that we could do what we do. They're our backbone.
Right. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else?
Can we, I manage our website. Could we put that presentation up on our website?
Sure.
Okay. I believe, Melanie, you have the PDF form. So you can just send it to me, and then I can embed it in the website.
Yep. You bet.
That would be great.
You have another question?
Yeah.
So at the moment, you don't need clothes.
No.
I sort of took that away from the presentation,
Yes.
Which upsets me greatly, because My
You
wife's,
got clothes.
Got clothes.
my wife has lots of clothes. I've been saying this would be a great opportunity, but
We will take them. What we're doing, we found a volunteer that's offered us an empty warehouse, and we're storing things.
oh, wow.
I would say what happened is that prior to the shutdown, we had a bunch of large corporate groups that ran suit drives for us. Literally, they pull up with like a mail truck filled. And then we had stores that were higher end stores where they were selling a season of some famous designer, and they didn't sell the season because we were closed. And so they donated those things to us as well,
great.
which was wonderful.
Yeah.
They're all size 0 though. But we have a lot of that kind of stuff. So we've been working with consignment. We've been working with every possible avenue at this point, but we are accepting appointments to take clothes.
But really my question was, looking at the audience that you have here in terms of volunteering, what would be the most appropriate? I mean, most of us are or were professionals. I'm assuming that where we could contribute, should we choose to, would be in offering our services for some sort of a seminar or something along those lines.
Yes, definitely. You know, and then it depends if once you do that, if you want it to work closer, you know, like on one-on-one basis with some of the women, to help provide, you know, feedback on what their resumes look like and that kind of thing. I would say a lot of them just need good practical life coaching, you know, and just how to get through this crazy world that we're in. And a lot of them just don't have anybody that they can connect with and talk to and that kind of thing. So any of those things would be great.
Okay, thank you.
And if you've got any leadership books you want to get rid of, we'll take those too.
Okay.
Any other questions? Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Greatly appreciated.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for allowing me to join you. And thank you for the work that you do. You guys really are an important piece of the community. And I would say now more than ever, a lot of groups like ours are going to need the support of groups like yours. So thank you for the opportunity.